Hello and welcome to the NUFC 360 post-match 5-1 win. Whew. How are we doing, lads?
Good. What a game.
Easy.
What a game. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, did you think a 5-1 win is going to be happening when you saw that lineup at the beginning?
Yeah, I thought we could do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What was the optimist, Michael?
Not the 3-2 I said, so I was a bit out, but yeah, we'll get into that, won't we? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any lineup that you got Jacob Murphy starting in, I think I don't expect to win 5-1, but he was great and the team was great. It's what a time to be a Newcastle fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Yeah. So when you saw Murphy and you saw the same lineup, then what were you thinking? Initial, 9 o'clock. Well, for my time, 3 o'clock for UK time. What was it?
Oh, it was 7 a.m. for me, and I was really hungover. I think I had 3 hours sleep, but yeah, as I said, like any team that starts with Jacob Murphy in it, I'm a little worried. But it was reassuring to see Maxi on the bench. The bench actually looked a lot stronger today. But to be fair to Murphy, he was fantastic. He had a really, really good game. I'm so glad he got a goal as well. But I mean, if you played that well against Fulham, I know it was only against 10 men for 84 minutes against 10 men, but they looked really good. So I think he had to start with the same team pretty much because they played so well and they opened them up really easily. So to me, I wasn't that bothered, and I didn't think Brentford are a great team. So I think if you can go away and beat Fulham, then the same team's probably going to do pretty well against Brentford. And Eddie Howe got it right. They did really, really well, and you can't argue with it. For me, there was no decisions I would have made otherwise than what he did.
Mikey, what about you?
Yeah, I'm just same as everybody. I think I mean, he was proved right, wasn't he? Simple as that. He did it right. He got it spot on again. I know they helped us out a bit again, but we never looked like we were going to lose this game, did we, lads? I mean, just never looked like we were that we were in any jeopardy whatsoever. They had that little spell, didn't they? But yeah, I mean, Eddie, he's just the guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows his players. It's just what a time. What is just so great at the moment, isn't it? It's just brilliant.
Were either of you panicking when Brentford score first?
I mean, yeah. I mean, but I think that a lot of the stuff I listened to, True Faith, Chronicle, stuff like that, everyone was saying that they're going to score. I think we all sort of had that feeling. That,
I did, yeah.
Evan Toney. I think we all sort of were like, they're probably going to score. But it's a weird feeling to be so confident as a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
I just knew we were going to win. They'll probably score. We'll probably win 3-1. It wasn't a problem. You're like, I don't mind if they score a goal, but we're going to win anyway. And it's so rare. It's so weird to feel that and to be so positive going into a game. It's a nice feeling. It's nice to be positive and and not even just positive, confident. That was the main thing,
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's very strange, isn't it? I suppose we've said this before. If you're a certain age, which I am not, fortunately, and you've lived with this Ashley, since you were 10 or 11. It must be a really weird feeling, a bit Stockholm syndrome, to get out of this. Oh, well, this is not going to go well. But no, at no point did I said 3-2. There's no point I thought we're not going to win this game. Similar as that. Not after last week. Not with the confidence being so high. No, just didn't bother me. And then of course it was offside anyway, so it was just.
I was a little worried. Yeah, when that went in, honestly, I'm not that sure that was really by the letter of the law. It was offside, right? I think we sort of got away with a little bit that one because I think Cher made the movement like he was going to go anyway. I think he was flat-footed, so I think we sort of got away with that one a little bit. But to be fair, they gave him what's Dan Burn supposed to do for that penalty? I don't think barely anybody appealed for it, but it was. I think that was soft. But if it goes the other way around and it's us. Then I want a penalty all day for that. So I see why it's given. But we got away with one with the goal for the first one, and then the penalty was But no, man, it's just I'm so excited, so excited.
Oh, bless.
So who do you think were our best players in today?
I just wrote. I mean, I tried to make notes, and I just wrote 3 words: Bruno is God. I mean, it's just, the guy, there's a couple of times I thought, he's going to lose it. And he just seems to always, and I've said this before, he just seems to always manage to just, know someone's coming and just play a pass, not a straight pass, to somebody. He always knows where people are. The lad is just, and today it was very clever what him and Willett were doing. He was going forward a few times, and when he went forward, Willett would come back. Then Willett would go forward, and then he would pull back. And and I think that showed on his game because obviously both his goals, he got 2 goals today. The lad is just, he's just awesome. Him and Trippier, just that one for his header, Trippier. I mean if that had been like a Man United player or a Man City player, Trippier would walk straight into that England team with that pass. When people watch that pass back, they'll go, bloody hell, that was good. They talk about Alexander Arnold, we're not going to get into that debate, but that pass was it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. The header as well. I didn't think that he had that in his locker. I didn't realize that he could. I mean, we saw that one against Leicester in the last second, right? When he sprinted the whole length of the field and got the header. But I didn't realize he was that, he's not great in the air, but I didn't realize he could place a header like that. It's the last thing you think of him. When you think of Bruno, what's he good at? The last thing you think of is like an aerial threat. But it was brilliant. It
was such a good pass, though. Even I could have scored that. That's not putting Bruno down. It was pinpoint. I mean, it was like, it's like, get right. One of you, get your head on this. And you could see Bruno, and he thought, right, I know he's going to do this. And just.
But you had to get a lot of direction on it. For that, I don't think that it was that simple. I thought we had to get a lot of direction.
Oh yeah, I'm not putting it. No, I'm just bigging up Trippier's part in it because it is fantastic. Right. It's like 30 yards or whatever. Oh, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Mikey, you do realise you're going to have to go on social media and score that goal, yeah? Somebody's going to put a ball in.
Yeah, someone's going to do that. And it would serve me right as well. But everyone knows what I mean. Trippier, it was just, it was as good as Bruno's last year against Palace when he, set up Miggy's goal. And, and that ties us up to Miggy then. What a transformation. He's having a Joe Linton type transformation, isn't he, this year? He's having that renaissance that Joe Linton had last year. Right now, it might not go on, and who knows? But what a transformation he's having. That lad is so full of confidence at the moment. It's heartwarming because he's just such a good lad, and it's just brilliant to see. So yeah,
we all loved him because of the grin, right, and the work ethic. But now putting some final product onto that and the grin and the work ethic, it's like, mate, he's actually become a proper player now.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope Grealish pipes up with something else in the next couple of months. Keep this going, because whatever, it's definitely had an effect on him. He's come back. Even through preseason, he's come back a totally different player. I like this whole. I've been on here and talked a lot about him not having a right foot, but now that they're not. He doesn't seem to get himself the last couple of weeks in that same position where he has to put on his right foot anymore. We're finding him a lot more central. Still on the right, but more central. So he's able to get it on his left easier, and that it makes such a difference. He's such a better player where he doesn't have to try and look for his right foot or cut back onto his left as much. But adding goals to his game, the kid's next level at the minute, and
it's just confidence, isn't it? It's just confidence. Something like that. He's brimming with it. You can just see it. That goal after last week, the Fulham game. He's just brimming with it. The lad, he's just give me the ball, which is what you want, and what's what Eddie wants. Give him the ball, and the same as what I obviously thought about Murphy today as well. Still sticking with Murphy.
He's doing something good in the games, but he must be doing a lot in training as well to keep that position for himself. If he keeps performing the way he is, I don't really think he's a Premier League player. He's limited, but he runs a lot and he puts the work in. And today, it was actually a great performance. I thought
he seems to be doing very well on the left wing. On the right, he's been pretty poor for us since he's joined. But on the left, something seems to be.
It's like those inverted wingers, right? So he just goes onto his right foot rather than having to kind of go round a player. So I don't know, man. He's doing well. Can I just share this? Basically, on who stood out. Cheers again to Pinnock today for being our 12th player on the pitch, gifting us 2 nice goals.
Yeah.
We got to say, he had a shocker, didn't he? I felt really bad for him.
Oh, bless him.
It
was just unrelenting, wasn't it, for him? It was just unrelenting. There was you must have been thinking at 88th minute, just give over, will you? Just, that's it. Can you just all stop now? But of course, again, another brilliant ploy by Eddie. Bring on Big Joe, who's another one who's just desperate to prove it every week, and he doesn't give up. Bringing him and Maxi on. It's our dream, isn't it? It's just our dream, isn't it, to have these players that can come on, be great anyway, and then bring on Maxi.
I just think for Pinnock, imagine you're having a shocker. You look over to the sideline, and Maxi's about to come.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's like, as I said this last week, is this what Man City feel like? Sports feel like every week. Yeah. Where it's just like, Mark was saying, who did the the pre-one last night, saying that the guy in front of him turned around to him and said, "Oh, I'm sick of winning 4-1." You know,
I don't think I'll ever
obviously
get sick of
joking.
it, but I was like, it'd be nice to have a fifth, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like, come on.
But it is just a brilliant time, isn't it? And you know, again, like I said, with the anniversary yesterday, couldn't have been any better. These things don't normally go for us, do they? Usually we get little niggling injuries just as we're getting going, and at the moment we're in a nice little purple patch and a great time to play Man United next week, isn't it? To be in that zone.
Yeah. And, you know, second result in a row where we've scored more than 4 goals. First time since September 2001, apparently, since Sir Bobby Robson's time. Back-to-back matches where we scored 4. What's going on?
Just Eddie's management, isn't it? Simple as that. It's just Eddie's got them all going. He's done that from day one, really. I mean, this time last year, you know, we'd have lost that game.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We would have lost that game. We wouldn't have had the balls, and Brentford would have thought, "Oh, we'll take this lot." I mean, you know, I know our game last year was Eddie's first one, but not his first one because he wasn't there, was he? But we'd have lost that game last year, and I don't want to go on about Bruce because that's done and dusted, isn't it? But you know, it's just Eddie. Simple as that. He's brought in the right guys. They all want to do it for him. Everyone loves being in the winning team, and he's brought that, and that's down to him. Simple as that.
Yeah, there's not much more you can really say on that. Like, they just the press today was incredible. It's the best I've seen them do. I mean, they did it really well against Liverpool, but like to force that many errors against a team that's usually pretty tidy.
They are a decent team, Brentford. They are a decent team
in possession. Yeah, like so to force that many errors just through the press, I mean, it basically led to 3 goals. Well, maybe 4 if you include Bruno's as well, his second, because that came from him pressing, winning the ball back, and just driving upfield. So I think maybe 4 out of the 5 goals all came like pretty much from winning the ball back through a press. Like, to me, that's incredible. Like the difference, and you know, I always seem to mention Bruce when I'm on here, but it's the difference. Like, yeah, we've got better players, but just the coach, I think would be that good now. I was not far off just with the players we had before. Like, you know, we're talking about Jacob Murphy. He's not a new player. You know, Callum Wilson isn't a new player. Like, these are players that are just like Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock. That they're not necessarily new players. Like, these guys are running harder. Almiron, absolute total difference. You know what I mean? Yeah, the defense is better. We bought some better defenders, fine. But the players when we were scoring these goals are pretty much players that like had been there. It's not Isak that's scoring. You know, it's like it's the players that have been there before, and that's all down to coaching. And you've got to
absolutely
say how to Eddie Howe for that. It's all down to him, in my opinion.
Yeah, simple as that, isn't it?
So we're 5th at the moment. Earthling Kyle says this team probably needs 3 top level signings in January to get top 7.
I think they need. I think they could do with I think they could do with a right winger. I thought that was the one position they missed. Miggy's killing it at the minute. How sustainable that is, I don't know. But also something from the bench, right? Like, Murphy's coming in, he's done well. But to me, I want someone who's going to challenge like for the first team position. I don't think Ryan Fraser's that player. So someone who can go in and really like put their name down as the starting right-sided like attacking midfielder. That for me would be a game changer. I also think maybe a more central defender. Like, if something happened to Shah, I think we're a completely different team without that passing ability. If we put, if you had to rely on Lascelles there, we saw that against Fulham. It's, you know, our depth in defence when you start changing players up, they're not really there at the same level. So I think we're a central defender away, but apart from those 2 positions, I don't see why not. I don't see why we can't do. Like, from the start of the season, I said 7th was my goal. Europa Conference, if we can get that, would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, but I think it's doable. I think a couple of signings in January, and the owners, everything we've seen so far suggests they will bring in a couple of extra players in January as well. And I don't know what a time to be a Newcastle fan. 5th.
We've been through some good ones, and we've had some, you know. As we were saying, you know, what Ron Barton said about, you know, we've had 14 years of just rotting away. He was dead right about that, and now we are well and truly past that. You know, we're through the looking glass now, as I keep saying. Now, people, we're getting that way. I mean, it reminded me a lot today of the Keegan things, because, you know, I think we're always going to give a goal away at the moment. We're always going to, but we look so, we're frightening. We're going to start frightening teams. Got Isak to come back yet? I mean, how bad was Wilson today?
We don't
score a goal. Didn't even score a goal.
Now that you mentioned Wilson's performance today, any other players that you felt that maybe were a little bit off today? And I mean, we've got Man United next. Any concerns for either of you?
Do you know what?
Personally, I thought Dan Burn was a bit off.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing in a position that he wouldn't thought he would be playing. Probably, I know he has played there in the past. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think, Alan? I mean, we've said about Bruno and Miggy. What do you think about who's not done very well?
I think the main person today was Burn. That was the main concern.
Yeah, I mean that
was off the pace, pretty slow, felt a bit lethargic. I felt, and then of course the concern was Matty Targett coming on for Trippier at right back. Yeah, we've got Manquillo sitting there. I don't know what's going on with Mankey. So
no,
I think I would say burnout, and I feel more confident with Targett in. I think the concept of Burn, right, is that Trippier is going to push so far up on the right that you almost drop to 3 centre backs, and that's why you have Burn in there. With it. But no, I feel more confident with a proper, like more rapid left-sided defender, and I think Targett gives you that. But you can't really change, in my opinion, a winning team like that. My one thing for United, for Man United game, would be I think Joelinton plays really well against big teams like that. I think big games like that, he goes. I'm talking about Man United at home last season. Probably one of the best performances I've seen from Joelinton, and I think he goes and dominates games like that.
Who would Joelinton replace then?
To me, Willock.
Yeah.
To me, it'd be Willock. Yeah.
Probably Longstaff, because I think Willock had a decent game today again. Again, he didn't get on the score sheet, but he played really well with Bruno. Like I say, he was, they really swapped really well all the time. I was really impressed with that. And that helped Bruno get forward a lot more than I think because he did say he wanted to do that. So I think if he played like that away from home, I don't know. But yeah, I can see Big Joe coming up against McTominay and Fred.
Oh, battering them, yeah.
I'd love to see that he's going to really, put something about for that one.
I say it would be Willock because I think Longstaff's got a bit more about him defensively and a bit of a better passer. So when you're playing on the break, like we probably will do, like without the possession at Old Trafford, I think the passing ability of Longstaff and the bit more defensive nature of him will probably, I think that would lead him to stay and to Willock to drop to the bench and have Joel in there.
What do we think about Bruno as a 6, even though that's not his best position?
I mean, playing goal. Bruno. He's that good.
The lad's different level. He's like, I don't remember a player that's so good like that.
Yeah,
like, to me, he'd fit right into Real Madrid.
God, yeah. I mean, they must be looking at him by now. Similar as that, they must be. I mean, we are so privileged to have him. And I don't give a crap what everyone else thinks about it. Other teams think about it. He's God. Similar as that. Bruno is God. Get one thing made.
One thing I will say on this, like a lot of the podcasts, like Truth, Faith, Chronicles, stuff like that. We've all been saying for the last 4 or 5 weeks probably that this was coming. Some team at some point is going to get a battering.
Yeah.
We've played better than our results have dictated. I think that the games like against Palace, for example, we battered Palace. We should have won that game. If it wasn't for a VAR, a terrible VAR decision, we would have won it. We should have beaten Liverpool. Probably should have beaten City, if we're honest. At the end, we were lucky to get a point out of it, but like we've been really, really good in a lot of games, apart from probably Bournemouth and maybe Wolves. But this was coming. It's nice to do it back to back. Last week, I feel we didn't get the credit because it was against 10 men, and all the goals came after they went to 10. This week, there's no denying that. It was relentless, and I think it was coming, and it was going to happen. And I'm really excited to see what happens now against a Man United team that aren't in the best of form. Like they're doing all right, but
they're a bit up and down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Man United.
Yes or no? Do we bring Maxi back in for Murphy for the Man United match?
I think you have to look at what it did to Man City playing on the break, and you think about Old Trafford. We're going to have less possession. I think a player like Saint-Maximin on the break is, yeah, I think you absolutely have to. I think he's a game changer. He's the difference maker, and I would. Murphy's more defensive, but if you want to go there and actually carry a threat like we did against Man City, I think you have to start him for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But you know, because I mean, Maxi just brings the ball forward all the time, 40 yards. You're always going to get the feel with Maxi. But why would you change a winning team? Why would you change a team that's like going, oh, we're fantastic, you know, brilliant. Why would you change it? You know, you wouldn't, would you? To a place that we've got a dreadful record at. I mean, dreadful. So, you know, it doesn't matter if we lose because we always lose there. So why change it? But I can say there's only one person you would change it for, and that would be Maxi.
Yeah. Or Joe Linton.
All right, lads.
Or a big Joe Linton fan.
Or Big Joe.
Yeah, or Big Joe.
Or Isaac.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. And lads, thanks for this. Let's get some champagne or beer or whatever.
Our pleasure.
Don't talk to me about alcohol. I'm going back to bed.
Bruno is God.
Yes.
Thanks very much for watching.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.